let me start with this. Sort me out, correct me where I'm wrong. Years ago, when you first got the Rutgers head coaching job, you got it because of how well you did at Miami, which was a job you got because of how well you did on the Chicago Bears staff, where I believe you had a real dictator of a head coach, right? Who was that guy?
Yeah, dictator. That's exactly what I was going to say. Thank you. Believe me, Coach took real good care of me. And, you know, his relationships through his coaching tree, he made them my coaching tree. And forever grateful, really. He gave me an opportunity there at Chicago. I'd never even dreamt of coaching in the National Football League and learned so much football. The staff that Coach Wanstead had put together at Chicago was, you know, awesome. And I just learned every single day I went to work from Dave and from all his assistants. So really kind of jump-started my career.
Yeah, you know, the story goes that after we left Chicago, I mean, obviously, Greg was a guy, I was planning on getting another job, and so I'm saying to guys that I'm going to definitely keep, okay? And don't you know, Butch Davis calls me. I was in Naples, and Butch said, I'm looking for a defensive coordinator, and I said, well, I got a guy here that would be off the charts, and he didn't know that much about Greg, and he says, well, and I said, you got to talk to him. Butch says, I'll fly him in. Greg never left the building. He called me, says, I can't let this guy leave. He's too good. So, yeah, it's been a fun run there.
So here's the question, though, Greg, because then Dave worked under you. So what was better, working for Dave or having Dave work for you?
It was a lot better working for Dave, you see, because when I worked for Dave, I had one thing to worry about, the nickelbacks. Now, let me tell you, there's not a lot of pressure going on when you're the nickelback coach. Right? The next time Dave and I worked together, he more counseled me than anything else. So I was ready to pull my hair out. And he'd kind of tell me, just keep calm, we'll get there. So, yeah, I appreciate it, Coach.
Well, I definitely want to keep talking stories about you and Dave together the whole interview, but they're telling me we should actually talk about your team. So let's go there next. The big storyline with you guys, of course, is the quarterback position, as it is for, you know, just about every team that plays football. Tell me what you're seeing so far in Evan Simon. Tell me what you're seeing so far in Gavin Wimsatt.
Well, I think, you know, it all starts with the hiring of Kirk Shiraka. I think he's done an incredible job just molding our entire offense. And he coaches the quarterbacks. And I love watching the job he's doing with these guys because I just heard him say it today. You know, trust your eyes. And if you got to think about it, throw it away or tuck it and run. And I love that, right? It takes all the guesswork out of things. I really think that the quarterback room as a whole has taken a step, and Gavin has really improved. Evan's improved. I'm excited. I'm excited about the position. I'm excited about where our offense is headed.
What about this freshman, Johnny Shepard? I've been told that you in particular have been impressed by what you've seen with this guy.
Talented young guy, really talented, and has every intangible there is. I mean, off the charts, hard worker, great personality, team guy. You know, guys like that usually find a way. They make a way. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. So, yeah, I think we added some quality depth there with the Johnny.
Hey, Greg, you know, I made the comment earlier, we were talking about, you know, with your spring game coming up and everything, that knowing you like I do, one of the most, and being one of the, in my opinion, the best defensive coach in the Big Ten, and your emphasis on special teams and protecting the ball, I made the comment that where you ended up, -6 or something turnover margin, that would keep you awake more than anything. And where is your defense now? That's your backbone. You know, I know the foundation of Greg Schiano's winning teams. I've faced them. I've coached with you. Where are you at right now with your defense, I would say, overall, compared to last year?
Yeah, that's probably the thing that is really exciting, and really we have a chance to be really good. I think we have a lot of returning guys on the front. We have I think Dion has done, you know, at linebacker, has done an incredible job. He came back last year, Dion Jennings, and led the team in tackles. And you just look at what he did this spring. He just picked up right where he left off. And we have a lot of quality players on the defensive front, Aaron Lewis being one of them, Wesley Bailey, you know, Mayan Ahanatu. You know, you probably remember that name. His dad, Cheedy, played for the Bucs back when we were at Chicago, Dave. So there's some really good players in the back end, Max Melton, Robert Longerbeam. I'm excited that we have the makings what could be. And again, you know the way we do it, Dave. It's team defense, right? Everybody do your job, play in your gap, and then swarm the heck out of the football, and good things happen. So, but you're dead on it. That -6 has haunted me. That's not how we play the game. We're going to take care of the football. We didn't do a good job of that on offense. And quite frankly, we didn't take it away enough on defense. So we need to do both better. And that's the formula to me. The first and the biggest thing, the number one thing that's tied to winning football games is taking care of the ball and taking the ball away.
Yeah, no question about that. This is going into your 4th year. I was at Pitt when you were at Rutgers the first time, and it was like year 5 when I believe you made a huge jump, and then after that, your rest of your career at Rutgers, Greg, you every year you were competing for the championship every year, and you were as good a football team as there was in the conference every year. Now you're going into year 4. Are you close to where you were then, or what's the time frame as you see it? When you reference back to where you were the first time.
I think we're close, Dave. Is it going to be this year, the breakout year, a year from now? We're a developmental program, as you know, right? So we're going to bring in really quality people, quality players. Maybe they need to put on 40, 50 pounds. Or maybe we just got to work on them a little bit because they haven't played in a real intricate high school system. But we're going to develop them in the strength and condition area. We're going to develop them as football players. We're going to develop them as men. And it usually takes 2.5, 3 years before they really start hitting on all cylinders. But I feel like we're close. I tell our people the pipeline's about 3/4 of the way full. And, this 24 class, we get it in here next year, and that'll really fill the pipeline. And then what's happened in our system is, once it starts coming out the other end of the pipeline, it just keeps flowing. And that's what we got to do. We got to get that thing full. I think we got some really good players that are now 21 or 22 years old, which is a lot different than being a good player at 18 or 19 years old. To win in the Big Ten, you need men. And I think that we're getting to that stage where our best players are actually becoming men.
Greg, you brought up Kirk Ciarrocca, your new offensive coordinator. We talked about him a little bit earlier in our show. Your offense struggled a bit last year. How will the offense look and feel different this year?
Well, I think, forget what we were. I think you really look at what he was at Minnesota. It's different players, but the philosophy is exactly what I hired. I mean, Kirk is no nonsense. I mean, we're going to go run the football. We're going to play action pass, RPOs, the things that I love, the things I hate to defend. And I think it gives you a chance to win. That's what we're going to do. I think we have some talented guys, so there's explosive plays that are there to be had. But most of all, the way Kirk runs the offensive staff, the way he runs the offensive unit, between he and Joe Harasimiak, our defensive coordinator, I don't know if I've ever been on staff that had 2 really dynamic, great, high-level coordinators like we have right now. So it is really good for me. It allows me to do my job, which I'm really excited about.
Where do you see the wide receiver position right now, Greg?
Young but talented. Yeah, we got a bunch of young guys. We're doing a little bit in the portal. Have one already. May end up getting another 1 or 2. But it's just really to the young guys grow up, and I think they're growing fast. I think Chris Long has a chance. He did some things a year ago, but was kind of a spot player. I think he's ready to have a breakout. And Isaiah Washington, who's an older guy, who's really come on this spring and really served as the leader of the unit. So I think we got a chance there. And again, it's all going to be about quarterback play in relation to wide receiver play.
It was fun to watch Samuel Brown last year show some real spark and flash. And of course, he got injured. We didn't get to see him end out the year. What's the latest on him?
Sam's going to be good to go when we start the summer program. He had surgery in the offseason. But I think we have, running back room is probably our deepest room. We have Kyle Monungai, we have Asadi Salam, Aaron Young. These are all guys that have played a lot of football. So we're gonna play a lot of backs. We're gonna make sure nobody gets too tired. But you hit it on the head. Sam Brown is, he looks different. He feels different. I mean, he's a real big, strong, very gifted running back.
Greg, they're telling me we got to wrap, but I'm in charge. It's live TV. We can go as long as you want to rip on Dave here. We got all the time in the world if you want to tell a story about him right now.
Well, my best story that I have, we're flying back from Denver. Monday night, we had a chance to win the game, and we didn't win it. It was first and goal at the 1. 4 shots we didn't get in. But one of the plays that led to that is the secondary that I was coaching. We got beat deep. And I remember I just had fallen asleep. Monday night, it's probably 2 in the morning. We're flying back. And I just, when you're sleeping, you can feel someone standing there. And all 6'5", a coach was standing right over me. I opened my eyes, and all I got was, Greggy. Greggy, what happened? And that was, I felt so bad that I let him down. But, you know, as he used to say, shuffle, shuffle, lateral retreat, keep the ball in front of you. And we didn't do it that night.
Wow, look, you're still haunting him, man. Years later.
I'm haunted. Don't worry. I got enough haunting. Every night I'm haunted.
Greg, always good talking to you, man. We really appreciate giving us some of your time, all right?
Appreciate it. Great seeing you, Coach.
All right, Greg. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
That's Greg Schiano.